From thrilling adventures in the sands of Egypt to unforgettable moments of humor and romance, The Mummy, 1999, became a beloved action classic of the 90s. But what happened to the legendary cast after all these years? Some rose to even greater fame, others stepped out of the spotlight, and a few lived stories as dramatic as the film itself. Join us as we uncover where they are now, not resurrected from ancient tombs, but from decades of Hollywood history, personal triumphs, and challenges. Brendan Fraser portrayed Rick O'Connell in The Mummy, 1999, when he was 30 years old. Rick is a rugged, brave, and quick-witted adventurer with a strong sense of loyalty and heroism. As the main protagonist, he leads the charge against ancient evils with both charm and ferocity. Fraser's portrayal turned Rick into an iconic action hero of the late 1990s. After the Mummy franchise, Fraser enjoyed widespread fame, but faced a career slump in the 2000s and 10s due to personal and health issues. However, he made a remarkable comeback with his Oscar-winning performance in The Whale, 2022. In 2025, he is 56 years old and continues to act, earning praise for his resilience and depth as a performer.
No, I didn't mean that.
I know what you meant. I was there. Setty's Place, City of the Dead.
Could you tell me how to get there?
Film about obesity. This is a film about a man who must reconnect with his daughter. Full stop.
When was the first?
Rachel Weisz portrayed Evelyn Carnahan in The Mummy, 1999, when she was 29 years old. Evelyn is a brilliant and spirited Egyptologist whose intelligence and curiosity often lead the team into and out of dangerous situations. Her evolving relationship with Rick adds depth to the story, and her courage makes her a memorable heroine. Weisz's performance brought a mix of grace, wit, and strength to the character. Following The Mummy, she built a critically acclaimed career with roles in The Constant Gardener, which earned her an Academy Award, The Favorite, and Black Widow. In 2025, she is 55 years old and continues to be a respected figure in both film and theater.
Something out there. Something underneath that sand.
Yes, well, I'm hoping to find a certain artifact. A book, actually. My brother...
Pretty young for Star Wars.
Well, that's what I thought. And they started to get, it was like a father-daughter kind of bonding experience. And they started on the, the original ones. So
Sure.
Patricia Velasquez portrayed Ankh-Su-Namun in The Mummy, 1999, when she was 28 years old. Ankh-Su-Namun is the forbidden lover of Imhotep and the mistress of Pharaoh Seti. Sensual, cunning, and fiercely loyal to Imhotep, she plays a central role in the tragic events that awaken the mummy. Velasquez brought a hypnotic and intense presence to the role, especially in the film's iconic opening sequence. After the Mummy films, she continued acting in projects like The L Word, Rescue Me, and Arrested Development, and she also became an advocate for Indigenous and LGBTQ+ rights. In 2025, she is 54 years old and remains active in both entertainment and humanitarian work.
But for their love.
Mucha gente lo sabía, pero no me había abierto al mundo hasta ahora. Imagínate cuántos años son.
Dices en el libro.
Aharon Ipale portrayed Pharaoh Seti the Wise in The Mummy, 1999, when he was 58 years old. Pharaoh Seti the Wise is the ruler of ancient Egypt who was betrayed and murdered by his mistress Ankh-Su-Namun and high priest Imhotep. Though his role is brief, Ipale's performance helped establish the grandeur and tragedy of the backstory. After The Mummy, Ipale continued acting in various international films and TV shows. Sadly, Aharon Ipale passed away on June 27, 2016 in Tel Aviv, Israel, at the age of 74 due to cancer. He is remembered for his commanding presence and contribution to film and television, both in Hollywood and abroad.
Yattamitatan. A terrorist act blowing a plane.
A plane. Phew! I didn't know you were going to end that sentence.
A plane.
Arnold Vosloo portrayed Imhotep in The Mummy, 1999, when he was 36 years old. Imhotep is the film's primary antagonist. a high priest cursed with immortality and resurrected as a powerful mummy. His tragic love for Ankh-Su-Namun and ruthless quest for power make him a compelling and iconic villain. Vosloo's intense and commanding performance brought both menace and sympathy to the role. After the Mummy series, Vosloo continued acting in films such as G.I. Joe, The Rise of Cobra, and appeared in various television roles. In 2025, he is 62 years old and remains active in the industry, particularly in supporting and voice roles.
Jy hoef nie meer te dink aan wat is volgende nie. Gaan nie foonlei nie. Is there, what am I doing next? Dis al goed gaan.
Jonathan Hyde portrayed Dr. Alan Chamberlain, the Egyptologist in The Mummy, 1999, when he was 51 years old. Dr. Chamberlain is a British archaeologist leading an expedition that unknowingly unleashes Imhotep. He is intelligent, but ultimately unprepared for the supernatural horror that follows. Hyde portrayed the role with academic precision and dignity. Tragically, his character dies in the film after being killed by Imhotep, symbolizing the price of arrogance in the face of ancient forces. Hyde himself is a distinguished actor known for roles in Titanic, Jumanji, and numerous stage productions. In 2025, he is 76 years old and remains semi-retired, occasionally appearing in theater and television.
Who cares? Havoc, Mr. Henderson. In these hallowed grounds, that which was set forth in ancient times is as strong today as it was then.
Yeah, we understand.
Partner, the soprano Isabel Buchanan.
Oh, yeah.
And we were in Midsummer Night's Dream together. She was singing Helena, I was shouting Puck. and
John Hannah portrayed Jonathan Carnahan in The Mummy, 1999, when he was 37 years old. Jonathan is Evelyn's comical yet lovable brother, whose greed and clumsiness often complicate the group's mission, but whose loyalty always comes through in the end. Hannah's charming and humorous portrayal added levity to the high-stakes adventure. After The Mummy, Hannah maintained a steady career in both British and American television and film, appearing in projects like 4 Weddings and a Funeral, Spartacus, and Agents of SHIELD. In 2025, he is 63 years old and continues to act, often taking on character roles that showcase his versatility.
Americans.
As being the killer with a new identity and is attacked very early on, very, very seriously, very brutally, and it puts the audience in a position.
Kevin J. O'Connor portrayed Benny Gabor in The Mummy, 1999, when he was 36 years old. Benny is a cowardly and opportunistic character who serves as comic relief and a foil to Rick O'Connell. Though often betraying others for personal gain, Benny's antics and eventual downfall made him a memorable part of the story. O'Connor brought a unique blend of humor and sleaziness to the role. After The Mummy, he worked regularly with director Stephen Sommers and appeared in films like Van Helsing and There Will Be Blood. In 2025, he is 61 years old and continues to act in character-driven roles, particularly in independent films.
What the hell are you doing with this creep, huh, Benny? What's in it for you?
It is better to be the right hand of the devil than in his path, as long as I serve him.
It was really fun playing this character because I took a little from the book and a lot from the script, and I sort of tried to make it into something of my own. Yeah.
Oded Fehr portrayed Ardeth Bey in The Mummy, 1999, when he was 28 years old. Ardeth Bey is the mysterious and noble Medjay warrior, sworn to protect the world from the evil of Imhotep. With his calm authority, combat skills, and deep sense of duty, Ardeth became a fan-favorite supporting hero. Fehr's performance added gravitas and mystique to the film. Following the Mummy series, Fehr appeared in the Resident Evil franchise and numerous TV shows, including Covert Affairs, Sleeper Cell, and Star Trek: Discovery. In 2025, he is 54 years old and continues to act in both American and international productions, often portraying characters of strength and wisdom.
I told you to leave or die. You refused. Now you may have killed us all. For you have unleashed the creature that we have feared for more than 3,000.
Rally and growing up in the 70s in Israel, it was great. Great to be a part of it. Great to be able to tell kind of a story that's very familiar to me.
Are you familiar with the actor Yehuda Levy?
Stephen Dunham portrayed Mr. Henderson in The Mummy, 1999, when he was 35 years old. Henderson is one of the American treasure hunters competing with Rick's team. Armed and confident, but ultimately outmatched by the supernatural forces, he meets a grim fate at the hands of Imhotep. Dunham played the role with a charismatic cowboy swagger that made the character memorable despite his short screen time. Tragically, Stephen Dunham passed away on September 13, 2012, at the age of 47 after suffering a heart attack. His death occurred just days before his wedding anniversary. He is remembered for roles in Dag, The Wedding Planner, and for his work in both film and television.
Between your legs, I see. Yeah, you can talk. You don't have some sacred walking corpse after you.
How's your friend?
It's very exciting that we're going to lead Australia again, and I know why Auckland goes over so well there. Well, usually Athena.
Eric Avari portrayed Dr. Terence Bay, the museum curator, in The Mummy, 1999, when he was 47 years old. Dr. Bay is the intelligent and secretive curator of the Cairo Museum, and a member of the Magi in disguise. Though stern and cautious, he sacrifices himself in an effort to stop Imhotep, showing his bravery and loyalty. Avari brought depth and quiet intensity to the role. He is known for his diverse filmography, including roles in Stargate, Independence Day, and Heroes. In 2025, he is 73 years old and mostly retired, having left a legacy of strong character performances across film and television.
Sons of the Pharaoh! Give me frogs, flies, locusts, anything but you.
Soft spot in my heart for it after 30 years still. And the convention couldn't have been more fun. So all of you who are thinking about coming.
Corey Johnson portrayed Mr. Daniels in The Mummy, 1999, when he was 37 years old. Daniels is one of the American treasure hunters who, alongside his companions, unknowingly unleashes the wrath of Imhotep. Brash and fortune-driven, Daniels quickly becomes a victim of the ancient curse after losing his eyes and tongue to the resurrected priest. Johnson brought a confident and cocky energy to the role. After The Mummy, he maintained a solid career in both Hollywood and British cinema, appearing in films like The Bourne Ultimatum, Captain Phillips, and Ex Machina. In 2025, he is 63 years old and continues to work steadily in film and television, often playing supporting or military-style roles.
After Evie. Yeah, with this. I'm going downstairs. Get me a drink. You want something?
Like Fright Fest, it's great to, see people appreciating your work.
Can you tell us a little bit about where you fit into Blood Moon and what fans can expect from the film overall?
Yeah.
Omid Jalili portrayed the warden of Cairo prison in The Mummy, 1999, when he was 34 years old. Known simply as the Warden, his character is greedy, loud, and opportunistic, eager to profit from the expedition despite lacking survival instincts. His comedic timing and exaggerated reactions brought humor to the early part of the film. Jalili's performance was brief but memorable, marking one of his many appearances in international films. Following The Mummy, he enjoyed success as a comedian and actor, appearing in projects such as The Infidel, Gladiator, and numerous comedy tours. In 2025, he is 59 years old and remains active in both stand-up comedy and acting, known for his sharp wit and cross-cultural humor.
The godless son of a pig knows where to find the city of the dead.
Yes.
Truly?
Yes. And if you cut him down, we will give you...
There would always people be sitting with my dad would always tell dirty jokes, and they would say, "Oh, Charlie, so he was always saying terrible things.
Tuck Watkins portrayed Mr. Burns in The Mummy, 1999, when he was 33 years old. Burns is another of the ill-fated American treasure hunters who falls victim to Imhotep's curse. Nervous and increasingly terrified, Burns meets a grisly end as Imhotep drains his life force. Watkins played the role with a mix of swagger and growing dread. Outside of The Mummy, he became better known for roles in Desperate Housewives, One Life to Live, and more recently in The Boys in the Band. In 2025, he is 58 years old and continues to act, with a focus on both television and stage, particularly in LGBTQ+ inclusive productions.
We hear you boys found yourselves a nice gooey mummy.
Well, congratulations. You know, if you dry that fella out, you might be able to sell him for firewood.
Look what I found.
And so Jeff and Darren have written a more layered show where we do follow Neil, the hero, but to a lesser extent.
Bernard Fox portrayed Captain Winston Havelock in The Mummy, 1999, when he was 72 years old. Winston is a retired British Royal Air Force pilot, nostalgic for the days of glory and battle. Seeking a glorious death, he heroically sacrifices himself by piloting a biplane into danger to help stop Imhotep. Fox's portrayal gave the character warmth, humor, and nobility. Known for his long and distinguished career, Fox appeared in classics such as Bewitched, Titanic, as Colonel Archibald Gracie, and numerous British and American series. Bernard Fox passed away on December 14, 2016, in California at the age of 89 due to heart failure. He is remembered fondly for his charm and wit across generations of film and TV.
Winston!
Said, would you mind? I know you don't normally audition, but would you mind? And I said, no, be a pleasure. So I read a scene, but before we were sort of remembering.
Who is your favorite character from The Mummy? How do you feel knowing that some cast members are no longer with us? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoy this type of content, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications to stay updated. We appreciate your support and are glad to have you as part of our community.